This has come to become more of an annual thing for me, I think. And fun fact, this house right now here is the only house that I've ever lived in Korea where my full lease time has been used up. I'm kind of proud of myself, but also I'm just excited for this whole new adventure. So guys, welcome to episode 1 of season 2 of Sissel's apartment series. I'm just so overwhelmed by all the love that I got from my season 1, which is from when I moved into this house. If you haven't seen it already, I've linked the playlist down below. And yeah, that shows how I remodeled the full house, how I found it, how much it cost with a tour and everything. So if you haven't seen that already, I really recommend you to check that out. But for now, we are starting a whole new adventure because this is not only just moving to a new house. I feel like I'm taking a huge step in my life. I'm moving in with the boyfriend. You probably already know that if you have watched my videos or if you follow me on Instagram. But if you don't, please follow me on my Instagram. And we did find the perfect apartment. But this is the video where I am telling you exactly how. And I'm gonna show you with footage that I took when we were out for apartment hunting exactly what we went through. So let's get started. One of the questions that I get asked the most on my Instagram and on YouTube comment section here is just, how do I find an apartment in Korea? And honestly, it's easier than you might think. There are certain amounts of apps that they have. You can use Chikbang, Tabang. There is also an app called Peter Pan이 좋은 집? Peter Pan이 좋은 방. So Peter Pan's nice house, I guess. The issue with this method is that it's not reliable whatsoever. A lot of the apartments that's on these apps are complete scams. So what you see on Chikbang and Tabang is really unreliable, but then Peter Pan이 좋은 방 is a little bit better, but still not exactly reliable. So what usually real estate agents does is that they go to these websites, they put up houses that's in the area, and they take photos from like a random house, put it up that seems similar to the ones they're trying to sell, but obviously a lot better lighting, better everything. They put them up, and then when the person finds this house and say, hey, and calls the real estate agent, can I come see it? They will say, okay, yes, but this house is not available, but I can show you some other ones. So this is honestly just to give themselves more clients. So be very careful with that. It's a good idea to see like where in which areas the houses look a certain way or the price differences and such, but don't count on these apps at all. I mean, I know there are good stories from that, but just don't count on it. So what I have learned from my time here in Korea now, for now my 4th move in 2.5 years. Oh my god, Sissel. My 4th house in Korea. We went the classic road. We went to the area that we liked, and then we went straight into a real estate agent's office. This is called a pudongsan in Korean, so that's what you just want to walk into. There are billions everywhere here in Seoul. So we are both very, very sensitive with the areas that we're in, at least we used to be. My boyfriend right now lives in Yeonnam-dong, which is one of the most cutest places in the world, in Mapo next to Hongdae. Such a beautiful little area, and obviously that's hard to move away from. But also all the houses there are super old and they're really, really expensive, so it's just not ideal for what we wanted. And also for me, Hongdae is way too far away. Like everything that I go to or meet my friends or whatever, it's all around North Gangnam, so like Shinsa, Apgujeong, Rodeo, all of these areas. That's usually where I hang out, so I'm a little bit like, I don't want to go back to Mapo because that's where my first house was and I have horrible memories from there. You guys know that. So we actually agreed on Seongsu-dong, which is still a very old area, but it's so cool because they started to banging down, what is that called? Like pulling down old factories and such. It's a very factory area, but all the houses there are super cool. The cafes are really cool. I've been there a lot, especially because I have a few friends living there. So that's where we went first. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
tuksam역 가주세요.
어디요?
tuksam역.
tuksam역이요?
Hi guys! We came to just in between Tuksam and Seoul Forest Station right now. This is kind of an area that's super cute and on the rise as well. Right now we're just gonna head to the Pudongsan first. And this is how you really go. You just go in, tell them your budget, and then they'll find it to you. Let's go! I wish you guys could like feel how excited and happy I am. I'm just so excited!
Solution kind of thing?
Yeah, of course. Ooh, okay, so right off the bat she said that there might not be anything big here, but I think she's still trying to see if there's like another solution.
There's a place in my mind where I want to be.
So this first house that we're gonna see now, it might look a little bit shitty, but she said it's gonna be renovated. But it should have a view to the forest, which, you know, okay, dreams, thank you. It's too old as well. This doesn't look like they can fix anything. Oh my god, guys, this is disgusting. Holy shit, look at this. This is a big no, thank you. New Pudongsan, guys. Okay, so guys, that Pudongsan there, they had like one apartment to show us. It's on like the 14th floor, and in the very distance you can see the Han River, and the price was like super okay. But we can see it on Saturday. But we're now trying to go around and see if we can find like another Pudongsan. They're like kind of everywhere here, so it should be possible. But now that we kind of know that the villa situation, like the ones that you should like 5 or 6 floors tall max, they are kind of small. Yeah, like this. Okay, that looks super old, but this area is kind of oldish.
That's a factory.
Yeah. You know, I've been in Seongsu a lot, so I visit the cafes and the restaurants, and they were really nice. But it's so old, and there are not a lot of newly built houses in Seongsu and Tuksam and Seoul-sup area. Seoul-sup is Seoul Forest area. That kind of little half island in Seoul is such a cozy place, but the house qualities are just really bad. So as you guys can see, we were quite disappointed by the end of that day. We actually only saw one house that day. We made a lot of different appointments to come back on Saturday, but the tables turned during that time. So when we went back home again, we really had to sit down and talk about what we wanted. Because up until now, both him and me had been prioritizing the area that we live in over the quality of our house and the size of our house. And we knew exactly what we wanted. Like, we both dreamt of this really newly built house that was super bright and beautiful and big windows and sunlight and several rooms. We wanted that so bad, and I think our trip to Seongsu just kind of like, it just showed us that we have to go out in the areas of Seoul where they're building new high-rise buildings. Because for me, I really want to go up in the air because peace and quiet is really important for filming videos. I just want it bad, and we just realized we just gotta go out where not as many things are happening. You know, right now I can walk to my favorite cafes around here in Gangnam, but we realized it's time to wake up and become adults. I have been told this before by specifically one person. Marco from Seoul Mafia. So if you are Italian, you probably know this guy. He's the funniest dude I know. So Marco has been nagging me for a while about my stupid house choices, because I only ever lived in areas that was, easy transportation wise and a lot of different cool things around it. And he was like, why are you living here? Why don't you just go half an hour away from that and you can get a huge apartment with several rooms that's newly built for the same or just a little bit more expensive price. So we actually went down to his area, which I'm not gonna say where it is for his privacy's sake. So Marco hit us up with his real estate agent, who's so nice. So we contacted her and then we went to see the first house. Hey guys, day 2 of house hunting. Right now we're heading to an area that is a little bit, like generally a little bit older. There's not so many like popular kind of the areas around here, but it has a lot of new builds, like new high-rise buildings. I'm kind of like got my eyes on some pretty houses now. Here we have the apartment complex, guys. We came to the wrong place. So now the 부동산 lady is picking us up. But it's so cool, guys. Look what I wore. I'm stupid.
Stupid girl.
But I look cool at least. I mean.
애가 있어야 좋지.
애가 있으면 오세요. 저는 애.
I'm so excited to go up and see these apartments, guys. The only thing is, she just told us that if we wait longer, like let's say after like the middle of February, they're gonna become more expensive. So if this is something attractive, we gotta kind of like decide kind of quickly. Look at that kitchen. Wow. This is beautiful. Look at this big window, guys.
I mean, that ghetto apartment complex is kind of like turn off, but whatever.
You know, this is an open view. This is not what I'm used to. Wow, guys, this is... Look at that kitchen, oh my god. Wow, this is the master bedroom, I guess.
The light's not working.
Oh. Okay, so there is like a balcony attached to the master bedroom, which is kinda annoying, but because this is the only natural light in the bedroom then. And then we have another bathroom here. Look at this, guys. It has a bathtub. That is like the biggest flex in Korea ever. Wow. I love the beige tiles in here. And here we have a second room, which is probably like great for like a closet or an office. And then here by the door is the third room. Same size as the other one. I loved this house. It felt like I had walked into my dream. Like it was so beautiful, and it just looked like something that I could never imagine that I could even get. But I loved it because it was like very isolated. It was kind of like in the corner of the building, so we had no neighbors. Beautiful view, open view, like good sunshine. The colors were amazing, beige colors. I love the beige colors. There's one thing that I didn't like from how the house looked, and that was the kitchen cabinets. They were gold. There was like gold in the top ones, gold like put into the kitchen cabinet. Like that's so tacky. Ugh. We had kind of a loft for what we wanted to pay for a deposit if we should just put down straight from our wallets, which was around like 5천만 원, which is like $50,000. We could do that. But if it was any higher than that, we would like to take a loan. And this is what we were gonna do with this kind of house, because this has a deposit of 2억, and that is a 2 with 8 zeros behind, and that wraps up to around 180,000 American dollars. So that's what we would put down for the deposit, obviously with a loan, guys, so don't freak out. And then the monthly rent was at 180만 원, which is 180 million Korean won, which is around $1,600, but that is without anything included. So then you get gas, water, heater, kwanlibi, which is the maintenance fee for the building, and plus then we get all on top the interest fee for the loan that we would take from the bank. So the price would end up being around 240, 250, max 240 probably, so 2,400,000, and that's around the, I don't know, $2,100 or something. So it's obviously a very, very expensive house. Mind you, we're 2 people, so we would split the rent equally, but we saw 3 other houses that day. Next house we saw, you couldn't see it because I wasn't allowed to film because there was a man living there still, so I didn't really film, but it was also a very big house with the 3 rooms. But the thing that I hate the most about Korean houses, like I don't get the logic, is that right now, like here, all the windows are kind of like they put a balcony out there. And that means that you cannot really enjoy yourself in front of the window, can't really go up close to the window. It just makes everything look smaller. Like I really hated this. I feel like I did my decoration quite okay, but I hated it. I don't like it. My next house, for sure, I had this in my head. No verandas, and especially not in the living room. No, please. But this room had like every single window covered with like a meter in like veranda. So it was horrible. I was immediately telling my boyfriend, no, we're leaving.
I know it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you. We do this every day, and I'm still so amazed by you. So hold me tight through the night.
The thing in here is like there's no sunlight coming in whatsoever because of the high buildings right in front of us. So although this looks really nice inside, I just don't really think. But this is interesting.
House number 3 was lower. A very good house. Nice, everything, but it was just no sunlight whatsoever. The buildings covered it, and it's just immediately a no for me. Even though it's so beautiful, I need sunlight to feel alive and to film videos as well. So that was a no. It also had a weird contract situation because that was one of the dudes whose house was pulled down, who was actually originally living there, but then everything got pulled down, and then yeah, there's some kind of co-contract with the government, which kind of like, yeah, we didn't really want to get ourselves into that. House number 4, oh my god, you guys, this was so beautiful.
Look at the white of this kitchen, is so beautiful, and it has a fridge.
오, 커요. 여기. 네.
This wallpaper, guys, is so hideous.
I actually liked the layout of the first house better, but the 4th house had beautiful colors. I love that it was all so bright. Really beautiful. The only negative thing about this house was the price. So the deposit was also the EOC, so same as the first house, but then the monthly rent was starting at, I think it was like EBIC, so 2 million won, which is just under $2,000. And if we had to count the loan fee, the kwanlibi, the maintenance stuff and everything on top of it, it would be way too expensive for us. It's just a waste to put that much money into a house that just goes out of the window every month. So I just although we could make it work, it just make any sense to me. So yeah, we also said no thank you to that one. So now that we have seen all the different houses that we saw in that specific area, we fell in love with the first one. We fell in love with it. It was so nice. So we decided to actually start to tell them that we were interested. We were hesitating for a day or two, but then we told them, okay, let's do it, after the landlord had told our real estate agent that they would lower the deposit from EOC to 1.5 OC. So this was suddenly like so much, like $50,000 less. And that means that our loan, like our interest-free loan, would be significantly smaller. So that meant our monthly rent would be smaller technically for us, since we're taking the loan. And we were like, okay, hell yes, we're doing it, we're taking it. Yeah, totally, let's do it. So we said, yes, thank you. But then, seriously, half a day later, she was like, I'm gonna put it up at 1.7 OC. We were like, oh, you are mean, just when we said yes. So we were like, that sucks. Oh, that really sucks. But we were kind of still so in love with this house that we were like, okay, maybe we should just do it. So we talked to the landlord and made them kind of stall it away a little bit. And when they had talked together a little bit, we told them, okay, we're taking it for 1.7. And then she said, oh, I think we're just gonna go back up again to EOC. So I had to take a moment to breathe that in, because I'm a person who gets excited about stuff way before it's even happening. And my boyfriend is way more like, Sissel, don't get yourself too hyped up, like, but I can't help it. I can't help it. I literally had a dream the next day after seeing this house about how I should decorate it. That's how messed up I am. So I was really disappointed actually, but I also do know that if you don't get something, then it's because something better is waiting for you along the line. So the next day, the same Pudongsan, the same real estate agent, super lovely lady, she called us and she said, I actually just found another house that is not finished being built yet, and it's in Lotte Castle. So this is like, Lotte is the brand, you know, the really multi-billion brand here in Korea that has like the Lotte World Tower and so many different department stores and Lotteria, like all of these different things. They also build apartment complexes, which is kind of really luxurious. And then she was like, it's within you guys' budget. It's on 1.5 OC, so it's definitely doable for you guys. And then the monthly rent is 170만 원. And we were like, oh my god, that is amazing. Can we see it? When can we see it? Can we go now? Like, my boyfriend was at work right there, so I was like telling him, tell her where I can meet her, because I'm just going alone. Like, I want to see this house so bad. And then she was like, you can't see it. It's not finished being built yet. And actually this house was about to go from being a 월세 system, which in Korean is the monthly payment, but they also have something called 전세 system, which is where you put down a huge deposit, like way bigger than what I'm talking about right now. And then you pretty much don't really pay any rent other than the interest fee that you took from the bank, from the loan. So this building, as soon as it was able to be shown to potential buyers, it would go from actually being able to be bought in 월세 system, it would go on to the 전세, which was not something we were interested in. 전세 is more for people who are already married, and it's more like a kind of big investment, you know? So we weren't ready in our relationship to take a step like that. So for us, it was like, we're either gonna have to say yes to this apartment immediately, or we'll lose it. So being the wild spirits that we are, we said yes to that house. And we have now put down the deposit. We signed the contract. Everything is done. And we're moving into that place. And we haven't even seen the house. You know how hard it is for me to not being able to decorate in my head. Obviously we got videos from a sample room that Lotte had built so we could see it. It's still 3-room apartment. It has like big beautiful windows. It does have a veranda in the bedroom area as the first apartment also did that we saw. But that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. I can live with that. It's so white and so beautiful, guys. So yeah, I'm just so excited. And this is actually such a cliffhanger, and I'm sorry, it's not on purpose, guys, but you're gonna have to see when we move in. Our move-in date is March 6th, so we actually have from now on maybe just a little more than a month left, and since February is such a short month, it's just gonna go quickly. Actually, this like area that we ended up moving to was even closer to Gangnam, so it's gonna take us so little to go everywhere in Seoul. Like, everywhere we can go within 30 minutes, and I'm just so happy for that. It couldn't be any better. I know that this video was very talkative, but I hope it was still interesting for you, since it hopefully taught you a lot about the Korean house market and how you hunt for houses and the prices, which are extremely expensive. The deposits, at least. I actually think the monthly rent is kind of doable, especially compared to Copenhagen. I'm gonna sell most of my furniture, guys, so if you're in Seoul and you're interested in buying like my couch or my bed or the table out in the veranda, the chairs out there, anything, hit me up, send me DM, or just wait until I put it on my stories, because then you can see it there as well. But yeah, see you in episode 2 next time, guys. Thank you for watching, bye!